Number 4. Lockheed Martini. When Lockheed Martin agreed to produce a military transport aircraft for an unnamed air force, thought to be either the UK, Italy or Australia, they signed a very specific contract. As the deal would require several years of manufacturing, the agreement stated that the cost of the planes would increase alongside inflation. Unfortunately, the formula that worked out the cost of the aircraft had a typo in it, a comma that was 1 decimal place in the wrong direction. This typo would cause Lockheed Martin to lose $70 million, as they were locked into the contract, and the customer, whoever it was, wouldn't agree to adjust the error. Number 3. Google. Typo squatting is a controversial practice where people register slightly misspelled versions of popular websites to generate hits and revenue, and according to a Harvard study in 2010, it can be very lucrative. Researchers found that whenever someone types in the wrong address to go to a website, which is about 0.7% of the time, they are normally redirected to a site covered in advertisements. Going to typo websites happens over 70 million times a day, costing the correctly spelled domain tons of cash. In fact, since Google supplies more than half the ads on the typo sites, it's estimated the search giant earns a whopping $500 million from the practice. Number 2. The Yellow Mages. In 1988, a Californian travel agency posted an advert in the Yellow Pages for exotic travel. But unfortunately, a typo led it to advertising erotic travel instead. The agency's reputation was destroyed, losing 80% of its existing customers and gaining next to no new business because of the advertisement. That is, aside from prank callers and heavy-breathing perverts. Yellow Pages allegedly refused to issue a correction, so the travel agency sued and won $18 million on the grounds of gross negligence. Number 1. NASA Rackets. On July 22, 1962, the Mariner 1 space probe exploded shortly after liftoff, in one of the most expensive typo-related incidents in history. NASA investigators concluded that the omission of a single hyphen in the guidance software had led to a series of false course correction signals. The rocket was then deliberately detonated to prevent it crashing down in a populated area. Political pressure to get the rocket in space was blamed for the rushed preparations, resulting in the typo. The rocket was worth between $80 and $150 million.